Hey, it's me again with some more fun electronic MIDI madness here. Basically, I'm shooting this video for a couple of reasons. Ostensibly, it's to update y'all on what I've been doing on this thing, but also I want to test out this new camera that I got for Christmas. It's a Flip Ultra HD, so it's pretty damn cool. Anyway, so very little progress has been made, really, since the last video. But I added a couple of features. For one thing, you turn it on here, you notice it has a beeping sound that it makes with the piezo speaker. But you know, that gets annoying after a while, and it's really not what this thing's all about. So you can turn that down with this rheostat. Actually, it's a potentiometer, but I'm using it as a rheostat. So that's gone now. Good. I don't have to mess with that in software anymore. But it is still sending MIDI messages. The thing is, I've now made it so that instead of having to hold down these buttons to turn the tracks on and off, you just press them once, and it activates and deactivates the track. Now, over here, let's see, this one still controls tempo. I don't know why it's acting a little funky. But this bottom one here has been added. Now this one actually controls rate of permutation. So if you turn it up, notice how the sound is changing. Basically, if you turn this all the way, it will completely randomize all the notes. And it's going to be really hard to detect any kind of pattern. Conversely, if you turn it in the other direction, it solidifies that pattern completely. And you can tell it's pretty much just repeating the same thing over and over and over and over. There it goes. See how it's just changing it just a little bit. As opposed to total change. And this kind of feeds into my theory about music that music's kind of a balance between order and chaos. Actually, I think art in general is kind of a balance between extremes. Like if it's a visual art, you have your light and your dark, you know. And if you don't have both of those to some degree, you can't create a painting or whatnot. It's all about contrast. So with this thing, I'm kind of exploring that in terms of, you know, where's the line between too much chaos on one side, just random notes going everywhere, and too much order or too much repetition on the other end. Well, why not leave that up to the user of this thing to dial that in exactly? You know, what is their ideal amount of repetition versus change? Anyway, this is just a fun project. Right now I'm calling this tetraStream, tetra for 4 and stream for like a stream of music. So the website for this is tetraStream.com. I may make this into a standalone application for the computer as well. Right now I'm using the Apple Macintosh running GarageBand to do the synthesis. As always, we have a little MIDI to USB cable, and that is wired in over here with 3 wires, power, ground, and signal. I have these colors mismatched. This should be green, this should be red. But, you know, I mis-soldered it, and hell if I was going to unsolder it and resolder it, because that would mean more work. So yeah, that's pretty much the deal with this guy. That's an Arduino Nano microcontroller. These resistors here are to keep it from getting fried. Basically, you need resistors whenever you're building any kind of electronic device, because they control the amount of electricity that runs through your components. And if you don't control the amount of electricity that runs through your components, then the amount of electricity approaches infinity. And, well, needless to say, that's not good for your components. And over here, I would like to say that this was an accident with a laser that I was working on in my lab that overloaded. But actually, the sad truth of the matter is that it was a soldering iron that I had left plugged into a power strip. And, well, I thought that, you know, in order to turn the soldering iron off, I would just turn off the power strip. And that would have been all well and good, but then I forgot that it was still plugged in when I turned the power strip on weeks later, and the soldering iron by then, of course, had been buried underneath a bunch of crap and happened to be sitting right on top of this bad boy. So I thought I smelled something burning, and I'm like, huh, what is that? You know, and well, I'm just lucky that I did not burn down the entire place. Anyway, yeah, a little note to amateur, my fellow amateur electronics enthusiasts, that you might not want to leave those soldering irons plugged in, because it can be not a good situation. Anyway, ta-ta for now. I hope to have something more cool to show you guys pretty soon. Later.